In our last video, we have discussed about liberal humanism and about the tenets. Now in this video, we shall try to understand tenets of humanism. Number 1. Good literature is of timeless significance. This means that a good literature speaks to what is constant in human nature. It must be sincere in its avoidance of zilch, or of overinflated forms of expressions. It must not be manipulative. Such writing is not for an age, but for all time. Number 2. Literary text contains its own meanings within itself. Text does not require any elaborate process of placing it within a context, whether this be socio-political, literary, historical, or autobiographical. Number 3. Text must be detached from contexts. It means, to understand text well, it must be detached from these contexts and studied in isolation. The close verbal analysis of the text without prior ideological assumptions, or political preconditions, specific expectations of any kind, are required in this. Number 4. Human nature is essentially unchanging. Same passions, emotions, and even situations are seen again and throughout human history. This attitude corresponds to transcendent reference approach to literature that finds it giving the reader access to permanent truths of human nature which transcend the particulars of time and place. Number 5. Individuality is possessed within each of us. Individuality is something securely possessed within each of us as our unique essence. This transcends our environmental influences, and through individuality can change and develop. It cannot be transformed, hence our uneasiness with those scenes which involve a change in a character, so that the whole personality is shifted into a new dimension by force of circumstance. Such scenes imply malleability in the essence of character, which is at odds with this underlying assumption of English studies. Number 6. Enhancement of life and propagation of human values. The purpose of literature is essentially the enhancement of life and the propagation of humane values, but not in a programmatic way. If literature and criticism become overtly and directly political, they necessarily tend towards propaganda. Number 7. Form and content in literature must be in organic way. Literary form should not be like a decoration which is applied externally to a complete structure. For instance, imagery, or other poetic form which is detachable from the substance of the work in this way, rather than being integrated with it, is merely fanciful and not truly imaginative. Number 8. Sincerity in literature. Sincerity is a quality which resides within the language of literature. It isn't a fact or an intention behind the work, which could be gleaned by comparing a poet's view of an event with other more factual versions or from discovering independent, external information about an author's history or conduct. Rather, sincerity is to be discovered within the text in such matters as the avoidance of cliché, or of overinflated forms of expression. It shows in the use of first-hand, individualistic description, in the understated expression of feeling, whereby the emotion is allowed to emerge implicitly from the presentation of an event. Number 9. Silent showing and demonstrating. What is valued in literature is the silent showing and demonstration of something, rather than the explaining or saying of it. Hence, ideas as such are worthless in literature until given the concrete embodiment of enactment. Words should mime, or demonstrate, or act out, or sound out what they signify, rather than just representing it in an abstract way. Number 10. Job of criticism is to interpret the text to mediate between it and the reader, as objectively as possible, that is to uncover the truth of a text. So viewers, that was all about 10 tenets that come under liberal humanism. To explore more, keep watching our videos. Thank you.